What's up, peoples? Back at y'all asses again on this glorious, glorious Monday evening. Like I said, get your ass outside and get some of these downloads I'm sending y'all niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to use a flashlight to do this shit. That's just an external trinket I can use to send radionic frequency waves through photons, through light, which are carrier waves. Carrier waves, which are, instructions, programs, zeros and ones with intent, built and sustained and strengthened with my willpower, my mind, my perception for alchemical transformation. That's why I do this shit. So soak up. But I wanted to make this little video as well as the one I made earlier to go with that one, to talk about something I don't think a lot of you niggas even know exists. I don't think a lot of you niggas even heard of this concept or understand that this is a thing. But it exists, it happens. And it's something I think after you watch this motherfucking video, it's going to be some shit for you to grow on, for you to study and figure out for your own if you ever experienced or dealt with this level of shit. And that's dealing with targeted individuals, gang stalking. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about psychic warfare, psychotronic influence and manipulation from an external source, such as the black government, such as clandestine forms of branches of different secret societies, motherfuckers be remote viewing and all that old shit, and different psychic infiltration that you will get personally with you within your own mind. Infiltration, or you would just know that you being monitored and you being watched by a organization, by a group of people, or a particular person. So I'm gonna start my story into explaining this shit when I first noticed that I was being psionically monitored. It happened when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was about, this is about like 89, 90. So I was about 89, 90. Growing up in the hood and shit out here in East Hickory Hollow and shit. Inkster. Parts of the, southeastern portion of the state of Michigan. Where I knew something was off, something was wrong. Like, I would just be able to, not only I already knew I had gifts or whatever the fuck you want to call it, abilities, and just being able to just sense people's emotional spectrum, just being able to, whatever. Nigga, we all got gifts. Ain't nobody more special than other. My shit would just activate it. Some motherfuckers in the New Age movement called the shit New Age and Indigo Children, Crystal Children, whatever the fuck it was, I was it. But nigga, I know a lot of you motherfuckers feel the same way or have these different abilities too. Maybe you haven't cultivated them like I have and ironed them motherfuckers out to perfection and keep, strengthening those abilities. But we all have these gifts. I'm gonna say that I believe that we all have something within us that we have an ability to grow and to strengthen psionically. You see what I'm saying? So dealing with movies like Push and X-Men and all that shit, those ideas stem from the reality of that what we are, what's latent within our metagenes and our melanin or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But when I was a kid, being able to just be able to read people's minds and just see to the future premonitions and all that old shit, I had nobody to talk to about this shit. I had no, other than my dad, other than my father, and later on my little brother and shit. My mom, she straight Taurus, she shallow as fuck, love my mother to death, but she'd never be able to understand the scope and the gravity of the situation what I'm describing here. But just being psionically open, okay? Because my mom, I still have this mindset to this day. My mindset is just so like a child. Like I said, it is. I'm a kid. So I was able to just always believe I have powers and shit and be able to just do shit with my mind. Just like I'm playing with my action figures and shit, make shit happen, make shit blow up and shit, you know what I mean? All kind of different things, moving shit with my mind. I ain't so much more so out cold at the telekinesis is other motherfuckers, but I can do other shit, you know what I mean? Just straight up remote control niggas and shit, you know what I mean? But we all got gifts, like I said. But me being open, right? And me like going to sleep at night and just going to the fucking metaverse, nigga, going through planets, being planets and shit, and rotating around, creating rings around Saturn and shit like that. Shit you see on JoJo Bizarro or fucking Looney Tunes, Jetsons and shit. I was doing that shit, you know what I mean? I'm sure you was too. But because of that, because of my motherfucking imagination, me pushing the envelope and just being a kid, you know what I mean? I'm 9, 10 years old, whatever, 8, 9, whatever. Motherfucker, that's when I realized that shit, hold up. I started getting these grim ass voices and just you hear like little voices that's just like telling you negative shit. Like, I'm like, that's not my mind. That's not me doing this. Fuck is this shit? And I remember as a kid, just like I was always able to just stop thinking. You know what I mean? Get in that meditative state and just be still. And when I do that type of shit, I was able to just, I'm trying to explain this shit to you. I was able to just take my consciousness, my energy, and follow the breadcrumbs of the origin of where this fucking psionic influence was coming from. Right? I would just like follow it or something. It's like breadcrumbs, like it's a signal, it's a frequency. So I'm like able to follow the frequency and find out the location where the fuck this was at. And all I know is this. Don't necessarily know what state it's in, but I know it's underground and I know it's computers monitoring my motherfucking brainwaves, monitoring my dream state, monitoring my whole consciousness. They had me on the fucking computer or some shit where they was able to pick my shit up and they was able to fucking send other frequencies to interfere with what I was doing on some negative shit, on some trying to get me to be afraid. So those little turned into like some computer shit, you know what I'm saying? Imagine like I said, 89, 90, I don't know, like imagine an IBM computer being, I don't know the sophistication of the computers then, but that's what the fuck I heard. It was voices at first. I stopped the world. I stopped thinking, traced the motherfucking origin of where this interference was coming from, and those little voices I rendered that shit into computer code. So I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And it was underground. I don't know how deep it was. I got the feeling it was underground this time. I'm like, so I'm just like at this place. So now I'm remote viewing. Now I'm in this building. Now I'm in this facility, so to speak. And all I see is fucking computers. Imagine, you know what I'm saying? Imagine there's a big ass building or whatever the fuck, a basement or some shit with a bunch of fucking computers. All I see. I'm just, mind you, I'm in a meditative state. I'm just maintaining non-thinking. And I'm just stopping the world, moving my fucking assemblage point. I've been moving my assemblage point for a long ass time before I even knew what the fuck it was. Shout out to Don Juan, Carlos Castaneda, and everything. Central Mexican, you know what I'm saying, shamanistic teachings and shit like that. But like I said, this is remote viewing now. I didn't know what the fuck this was then. I was just able to be there and just move, or to just have the vantage point of I didn't have no body. I wasn't no spirit, wasn't no fucking shit floating. I was just there, able to move. I don't know what the fuck was moving, but I was moving. And I was in this building trying to find people. Like, I'm like, where the fuck these people at? And there wasn't no people. It was the computers. So I'm like, so the moment I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, and I'm hearing the computers and shit, and they starting to fucking, I'm noticing speed up whatever sound they're doing. They're starting to speed up. So I got the instinct that they was like alert. They was alert, or they was on some oh shit, he here or some shit. They start hearing these other fucking sounds. So I fucking started thinking, and my mind came back to me when I was in the bed sleeping. I'm like, and I woke up like, nobody to talk to about this shit. Nobody. I never brought this shit up to nobody. This is the first time anybody noticing this shit. So I'm like, alright. I'm a kid. Like I said, I'm like, I just chalked it up as a weird night, weird dream, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Go a couple years or whatever, you have these different dreams, or you coming across certain beings, certain entities. And I remember, so this is like when I started getting into middle school and shit, 7th, 8th grade, where I started. Now, instead of those little computer noises, now they're turning into negative self-talk, like on some, like getting me to hurt myself or doubt myself. You see what I'm saying? I'm hearing those type of, I'm hearing them voices, and I'm getting those impulses. Like, why am I motherfucking feeling like I want to hurt myself? But not actually wanting to do it, not acting on them, but just monitoring my thoughts and knowing to differentiate between my own and someone else's or something else's. So I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? So sometimes I just stop. Let me just listen. And it was like constant. It was multiple voices at one time, almost on some affirmation shit like I do, where it's like 3 or 4 voices at one time talking, and all of them, the energy sequence or the frequency of the shit was on some negative shit. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. This is some other shit, right? So I had nothing, no reference to what the fuck this shit was, other than movies and shit that I was always entertained with, as far as like I said, movies like Scanners, movies like Firestarter, a lot of them movies where they was displaying children with abilities like psionic ability, being able to turn a motherfucker on fire, being able to blow a motherfucker up, and just with using the mind and shit like that. I was always into those type of movies. I'm like, I was heavy into those. Now I know why, because that was movies about my goddamn being, about myself. So I'm like, I'm using my imagination. I'm like, man, this some like villain shit. I must be like a superhero, and these motherfuckers trying to like kill me and shit, stop me from saving the world and shit. That's kind of like what I went with. And lo and behold, you know what I mean? Basically, I was right. You know what I mean? So I'm like, so as I grew older, so this was when like the new age came up and shit. I just started really paying attention to this shit, not because it wasn't always consistent, but it happened when, like, I don't know what dates it was happening. I wasn't keeping track. I ain't gonna lie to y'all niggas. Like, I was monitoring this shit my whole life, but I was noticing certain weird shit, because I was able to always understand my thoughts from anyone else. I was able to, you know what I'm saying, keep my shit separate, but able to just not necessarily pick up on what people were thinking, but pick up on the frequency of their thoughts. Pertaining, can be positive, negative, depressed. So a motherfucker might be depressed, so they might be saying shit in their head about, you know what I'm saying, suicidal thoughts, but I'm able to pick up on the frequency of their mind. I can feel it. I can sense it. So, and like, started, like, recently, a lot of information started to come out about gang stalking, about motherfucking government monitoring specific individuals. I don't know if it's the world, United States, that have, I guess you want to call it psionic abilities, that have potential. That's motherfucker born with on certain days, certain characteristics, certain planetary alignments. Because I know my motherfucking birthday and my Akashic record. Anybody do an Akashic record reading on me? I did it on myself. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. You know what I mean? My shit is mad weird. I've been doing I-Ching readings and shit. Just always be right what the fuck I needed, premonitions and shit like that. Shout out to all my people, all my you know what I'm saying, my oracles, my witches who I fuck with on the daily and shit, who understand what the fuck I'm talking about, know the gematria behind my name, and this little weird little, not necessarily weird, just my destiny and my fate of what I am or what I'm here to represent. You know what I'm saying? My spirit or whatnot. You know what I mean? And I say that shit with 100% confidence and inner knowing. There's not no wishful thinking with this shit. You see what I'm saying? But as far as within the last, I'm gonna say 10 years, this shit been ramped up. So within, like, I'm gonna say it was like 2015 or 2016 is when I started actively weaponizing my sleep, going to sleep and motherfucking searching this shit out, like finding these niggas. You know what I mean? I'm like, motherfucker, I'm about to find where these motherfuckers is at. They here, they ain't even in the United States. You know what I mean? But I was actively hunting these motherfuckers down in my dream, and I, you know, to go to sleep with the whole intent and purpose into, you know, to getting into that meditative state and being able to locate where these motherfuckers at and see what the fuck was going on, see what the fuck I could figure out. You know what I mean? And this time, as I was doing this, I started to see people. I started to see human beings, white human beings, government, DARPA type shit. You know what I'm saying? Deep underground military bases, dumb bases. You know what I'm saying? DUMB bases. As far as like southwestern portion of the country and shit. I'm talking about New Mexico. I'm talking about like Utah. I'm talking about little portions of motherfucking Colorado, all over there and shit like that. So that's when I started to realize what Faraday cages were, where they have frequency motherfucking cages that are block psychic motherfuckers from being able to interfere with their technological devices and shit like that. I was able to see and understand that shit. You see what I'm saying? On some remote viewing type of shit. I was remote viewing this shit. You see what I'm saying? Before I knew what the fuck remote viewing was, this is what I was doing. I was like, fuck it, I'm just about to go there. And I'm about to be fucking still. And my mind, when I do that, all this shit just open the fuck up and I just go. It ain't no like, I gotta get up out my body type of shit and I'm going above my house. No, I was there. I was like on some biolocation type shit. On some non-locality type of shit. You know what I mean? On some Higgs boson type of shit. Just there. I'm there. And I pick up on the frequency emission of what these motherfuckers was doing. And I'm seeing human beings that's controlling or that's the upkeep and keeping these computers running. That's monitoring motherfuckers' brainwaves. So I'm just floating around these motherfuckers. I'm just like going through, seeing shit from their perspective, going in their bodies. You know what I'm saying? Programming shit. Like I'll go in a motherfucker's body somehow. And I was intuitively able to understand what he was doing on the motherfucking computer without knowing what the fuck what them fucking buttons was doing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And believe it or not, a lot of these motherfuckers was Russian on some fucking Stranger Things type shit. Russian. A lot of the Russians here in America underground, nigga. Believe me or not, nigga. It's a lot of them motherfuckers. It was some other country type of shit. Some Russian, some fucking Ukraine. Them like Ukraine and Russian motherfuckers I know that was talking. You know what I mean? And they talking. And I'm just listening to them speak. I'm just listening to them make noises and sounds with their mouth. I don't know what the fuck they saying. But I knew it had something to do with everything that they was doing. I'm just sitting there. I don't know what the fuck language that is. I'm just listening. So I just move. Not for whatever reason, when I take a control of a motherfucker's body like that, I wasn't able to I couldn't understand the language. I couldn't understand none of that shit. But I could understand what the fuck the mechanisms of the buttons. It was weird. I don't know why I was like that. Not so much no more, but at the time, this was 2015, 2016. So I started realizing these motherfuckers was monitoring like a lot of people, wasn't just me. But more so pertaining to me, I'm like, wait a minute. These niggas watching they watching me for a reason. So this is the whole reason about me figuring out knowledge of self about me. Like, what the fuck is it about me that make me the reason why I am? Like, I was fucking obsessed with figuring that shit out. That's why I was so obsessed with my birthday, natal chart, time of birth, date, latitude, longitude line, name of the hospital, the fucking room number. You know what I mean? All kinds of shit. I had to know that shit. I break the